Hey guys, I had a video request, and this is for those that are compliant. Just know that because you have Matchstick, it doesn't all of a sudden turn you into a master trader. Okay, it does exactly the opposite of what all these hyped up robots do. It's a trading tool. So the typical person will actually get educated by us, get mentorship, or get some training, and basically know how to read the charts. And we help them get consistent and have a specific training plan for their time zone and where they're located at. And then what they do is they use Magistick to help them with their training plan and their consistency. Okay, so Magistick doesn't do everything for you, but let me just kind of walk you through the step of what Magistick can do for you. So, for instance, this version of Magistick that I have for you, it actually can draw the trend lines for you, but you can readjust the trend lines the way you like to, either if you like it on wicks or if you like it on bodies. Okay, so I'm just going to give you some examples here and kind of walk you through some of the things that it can do for you. And so, like I said, with the compliance scenario, that trading does involve risk, that past performance is indicative of future results. Okay, and you must read disclaimer to make sure you understand that what kind of risks are involved. So if you already have a training plan, then you already know that this thing is amazing. But if you don't, then obviously we do recommend you to get educated and get some training. So let me just walk you through some ideas here. So some people like the bounce off the trend line. So they may see a swing low and a lower low, and they may look for a specific reversal pattern based on a candlestick pattern. And maybe that is their entry strategy. And so with Magic, you can pre-plan that trade and put in the commands that you can refer to in the manual. So either you can have it be a touch of the line, and then say that you know if it closes beyond that price, then exit me out. So I could actually have a very small stop loss in comparison of a big take profit. Now this is just a trading example, guys. Doesn't mean it's going to happen all the time. So with that being said, some people like the bounce off of trend lines. Some people look for a breakout scenario. So for instance, I'm just going to give you an example here. They're looking for a break of this resistance. So you can see that price is acting up right around this area. So support acting as resistance. And you're specifically looking for that closing candle and look to take the trade. Maybe your stop loss rule is behind this swing low or behind the support resistance line or this candlestick, and then you're looking to just take this at to resistance back at the top here. Okay, right around this general area. Okay, so maybe there's different trading exit strategies that you want to implement. Okay, and you can automate that using Magic. So the idea is that you would understand how to read the markets, and you already have a trading plan. If you already have one, that's great. Then you know that all you have to do is refer to the commands, and you can automate your trading plan. But if you don't have a trading plan, then obviously you would want mentorship and some help there. So I'm just going to give you an example here. Again, this is just an example here. So here's support, and you can see how the market approached this market price here, came down and had a tell. So you can use limit orders, and then you can also have two commands within that line. So it fills your order, and if it decided to close, okay, because the market's not going to always do exactly what you think it's going to do, if it closes against that, then it will exit me as a loss. Okay, but you can see with this strategy that I have, that I entered the trade based on the bounce of this line, okay, that I had, and then I had my stop loss already set at this swing low here. So the market wicked down and filled me in, okay, and I'm in the positive with this trade, and this market could come back and hit my stop loss, or it could continue going upwards. But now what I can do is I can use Magic or just use this line here and readjust my stop loss into +1. Okay. Also, I can just use Magic on the bottom here and put in the command buy close SL. Okay, so I'm going to put buy close SL. So what is this doing for me is the higher the closes, the more of this trailing stop will actually operate. Okay, so if the market decides to close beyond this price, it will actually help me eliminate this risk of this trade being lose. So it just keeps on monitoring for me. So the market may go up, may go up. Then I might draw another trend line like this to use the buy close SL command. And here on the left hand side, it shows you where it's going to close out at the price itself. Okay, so you'll see what it's going to do for you, and it's just very simple like that. So I'm just going to show you a previous example here. Is some people, again, depending on what they like to trade, you can use this matchstick on any time frame, any currency pair, or even any market that your broker offers. Okay, so you can trade indexes or CFDs or any commodities or gold, spot metals, binary options, or even if you like Bitcoin in some of those other new markets. Okay, so here I'm just going to walk you through the idea is, so let's say I'm looking for a break of this trend line. I find this point and this point. I can either have two commands within the line, so I'm looking for a close and then maybe I already have my stop loss embedded in the line, or I can either have a line right here and just put in the command buy or sell SL. Okay, so I double click on this line, I right click and go to horizontal properties, and I just type in the command that you refer to the manual. Okay, so I'm looking for a hit if the trade doesn't go in my favor. So once the trade does decide to take off, what I can do is I can either readjust the stop loss automatically using the profit taking strategies that are embedded in Matchstick, or I can specifically just draw another trend line like this and have it specifically just manage the trade until it crosses the line or hits the line. And maybe I'm here, because I don't want to sit there and stare at my charts all the time, I'm able to see this opportunity. If it keeps on pushing downwards, then maybe this thing may continue downwards, right? That's kind of the mentality, right? So if it may plummet downwards, but then it crosses my line to exit me out of the trade, so I would have entered right here, and I would have exited right here at 89 pips. Okay, so you can have it manage your trades. You can place trades based on breaks, or you can filter it out as well. So let's say that we have the sell break 1050. That means it has to close more than 10 pips and then less than 50 pips. So you can filter out big candlestick breakouts and then wait for the pullback. So there's pullback support. You can approach the market the way you want to, and using this tool. So it's very simple. Like I said, all you really do. I'm just going to give you another example here on the pound dollar here. I'm looking at the day chart. Okay, so this thing has just trended massively, and so some people like the bigger time frames, some people like the smaller time frames. So it's a personal preference thing. But I mean, look at this. I mean, here was an area that we could see that maybe you looked at the chart and you saw these candlesticks like this. We could simply have a buy break command looking for this reversal and having a stop loss right there. Okay, and then so once the trade gets triggered, you don't have to beat around, and you can use this trend line here to be your trailing stop. Okay, so you would enter right here, and then you don't have to sit there and puppy guard until it closes you out right around 300 points. Now this again is just an example. It doesn't mean it's going to happen every single time. Okay. Some again, people look for either the breakout or they're specifically looking for that retest, or they're maybe looking for maybe a double bottom where the market hits the low again. So they have this information to refer to, and maybe they're looking for an entry right there and a stop loss behind this wick low, and they just want to leave the trade until either hits their take profit. Maybe they're looking to target the swing high, or they want to use a trend line to get them out, which it hasn't got out yet. Okay, so that's just some ideas for you guys. So it really depends on what time frame you like to trade. And the beauty of this tool is it works in changing markets. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have to place trades all the time. You can qualify the market and say, okay, I don't want to place a trade yet until I see a nice scenario, right? You don't have to be in the market here and here and here. Some robots or fully automatic systems, plug in trades that the individuals doesn't even know why it's placing trades. Where this is something you plan, you draw your line, you enter the command. Once those parameters are met, it executes whatever you give it. Okay, and then once that happens, then if this does this, then if you're looking for a breakout right there, this is a big breakout trade that just kept on trending, and you could have left it in for several weeks. Okay, if that's your training methodology, right? So, like I said, the beauty of this tool and why it's been around so long and why it's so beneficial, guys. I mean, people have been using this tool for over 5 years. Okay, and we've seen great results, and people are so excited about this tool that yeah, it just does what you tell it to do. Okay, so that's exactly what this Magic is all about. It's something that is just an order execution program that you, as a trader, decide where these lines go. We do have a functionality that draws trend lines for you, but you can readjust it to what you like. Some people like the bodies, some people like the candles, wicks, and helping you identify trend lines or whatever methodology you want to use. Okay. So like I said, you can see on the 15-minute chart, I'm just going to kick down one more concept here, and I hope you really enjoy this little presentation here. Okay, so like I said, you don't have to trade where the market doesn't make any sense at all. You can use Magic when you decide that makes sense. Maybe your decision is on some kind of economic on Bloomberg. Okay, maybe you're looking at inventory or something, more, if you're trading for a hedge fund or something like that. Okay, so the great thing about this tool, again, you don't have to enter the trade all the time. It's something that you specifically say, okay, if this is the candlestick I'm looking for, or if I'm basing a support and resistance breakout trade, so I find support right here. So maybe your decision is saying, okay, well, the market's creating a high and a lower high. Maybe it's a sign of weakness. If we break this neckline here, then I'm in. So here's your entry. Maybe your stop loss is behind the swing high, and you're just letting this thing ride. And then once this trend line, or once this market dumps downwards, I mean, our Magic indicator draws a trend line for you. All you have to do is you can either use the same line, or you can readjust it and say, okay, sell close SL. So you enter right here, and you exit it right around at 86 pips. Okay, so that's just how amazing this tool is. It does exactly what you tell it to do, and yeah, if you're interested in mentorship or getting more involved of certain training methodology, you want a training plan, please contact us and let us know. And then here with these other commands and some other added functions that we're adding right now, you'll be updated with your brokerage. Okay, so just other amazing tricks on scaling in and scaling out of the market and using this amazing tool called Magic. All right, guys, take care.